Salve a tutti, sono Almarocchio e benvenuti in un nuovo video. Oggi siamo qui per fare un'intervista a Nameless, cantante e chitarrista dei Ghostbat. Prima di iniziare lo ringrazio per la sua disponibilità, per aver accettato di essere qui oggi. Vi lascio l'intervista e vi auguro buona visione. Nice to meet you, thank you for staying today.
Thanks for having me on.
Why you started to do music, why you started to do with metal music, let's talk about the beginning of your career and the genesis of Ghostbat.
I mean, I've been playing guitar for like 20 something years, and I started out doing more like post hardcore type stuff. I grew up in the Midwest in the US, so like Midwest emo type things, and I tried to tour and make it with that band. We put out an album with Josh Schroeder, who actually recorded Moon Lover for Ghost Bath. I really liked the album, and it didn't really go anywhere, so I quit that band. And I went to college, and when I was in college, I made Ghost Bath just as like a one man black metal project. Because I picked up a record by Agalock, Marrow of the Spirit. I just saw it at the local record store, and I listened to it, and I was like, "Oh, I want to like make music like this." So that was the EP was my attempt at doing sort of an Agalock thing, but obviously the vocals were high pitched and more like DSBM inspired because I'd recently found Silencer, and I really wanted to do something like that. So that's kind of where everything started.
Let's talk about the story of Ghostbat album by album, concept, inspiration, influences, and others.
The first EP was just listening to Agalock. I originally wanted like a cello player and everything, but none of that really worked out. So it just became a one man project. And I was at the time I was living with like six other college guys in a house because I was going to school, and my house flooded. I lived in the basement, and the room flooded. And I had to move back home in my parents' basement because I had nowhere else to live. And I just plugged in my computer to the TV, and I recorded the EP just with like FL Studio. From there, it seemed like people liked it. Like I got reached out to by a Russian label and a Chinese label to put it out on CD. And so I was like, you know what, let's go to an actual studio for the next album. And so I think I had $1,000, and I packed everything into my car, and I drove to Michigan with Josh Schroeder. He's done some like mostly deathcore albums, but yeah. So I had enough money for 3 days, and I recorded the entirety of Moon Lover in 3 days, and I wrote it in like a week. So it's just like a super quick process. Um, from there, that record I put out on Northern Silence, German label, and it kind of took off. Like people started doing articles on it. It got a bunch of reviews, and then I started getting calls from like a ton of labels. I can't remember who I all talked to. Just like every metal label gave me a call. It was really weird. Then Josh Schroeder introduced me to Nuclear Blast, and I talked with Monty Connor and ended up getting signed to them to re-release Moon Lover and to do some more records. So from then we became a touring act, and we were on the road. We did Europe, we did the US a bunch, and the next record was another one that I just wrote by myself, Star Mourner, and that one's like a super long record. It was part of a trilogy that I was putting out, so it was the second part. Um, that one was kind of weird because I wrote everything, but then the full live band performed it in the studio to record it. Wait, I skipped Funeral, didn't I? Yeah, Funeral was also done way before. Yeah, okay. Funeral is the one that made everything took off, not the EP. The fourth record was Self Loather. That's the first record that the entire band worked on. So it was a completely collaborative project instead of just me writing everything. And I think it has a different sound because of that for sure. Um, we recorded that one in Minnesota, like in the middle of the George Floyd riots and everything. Like buildings were burning down right by where we were writing and recording. So it was kind of a crazy time. The last record we just put out was another one that I just wrote by myself. Like we just finished a tour with Swallow the Sun and Harakiri for the Sky, and I just sat in this office here and I just wrote it. Like I worked obsessively on it for like 12 hours a day, just only working on the record every day till I finished it. And that one, yeah, I recorded everything, but then I got like Mike Heller from Fear Factory to do the drums. He's done drums for Abigail Williams. That's how I found out about him. And that Japanese band Psy. He was really good. He like did way more crazy fills and stuff, so it made the record sound a bit different than usual. And then now we're just in the middle of working on the newest one that we're hoping to put out probably next year.
And now let's talk about your personal project, If I Could Kill Myself.
I have two albums under that project name. The first one I did a while ago. I think it was almost 10 years ago now. It was like 2017 maybe. And I just wanted to do like a super lo-fi, um, depressive suicidal black metal record, but with just like crazy ideas and over the top. Just whatever came to mind, like I would do it. And kind of became like this infamous record online where it's like one of the lowest rated records on Rate Your Music or something because it's just like so out there and like intense, I guess I would say. But it's interesting when I would go on tour with Ghostbath, like people would come up and ask me about that project a lot and say that they liked it. I remember, actually, I don't know if I can say his name, but the guy from Kanonen Fight Fieber from Germany, we played a festival with them, and he came up. He's like, "Oh, I love your project. If I could kill myself," I was like, "Oh, I didn't know you listened to that." So then recently, I had a bunch of ideas for just like a super heavy record with like tons of intense like blast beats and just a little bit more symphonic. And so I just put it under that project name. I was considering doing it as a Ghost Bath record, but since I wrote it all, um, I don't know. I had a different idea for the new Ghost Bath record, so I didn't want to put this out instead. So I put it on. It's called Steel Death. I put it out on my own label. Me and Billy from the band Unrequited run like a ESBM cassette label, so we put it out on there.
What about your idea of depressive black metal? How you define depressive black metal?
I'd say it's just black metal style, meaning it's darker. It still have blast beats, but I guess a lot of it's pretty slow. For me, it's just like the topics you cover and the focus on the atmosphere is different than just straight up black metal. So for depressive black metal, I'd say it's more emotionally based, depression, nihilism, stuff like that. Black metal can cover a bunch of different topics. So I don't know. It's just a way to describe kind of the emotion and the sadness in the music, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of weird to be asked about it because like some people even say that like we're not really depressive black metal. So I don't know. I just make the music I make and like I call it depressive black metal because that's how I see it. But some people might think we're a little more like I guess they would call it black gaze, like more like shoegaze black metal. But I never really listen to shoegaze ever, so I don't really see that.
Your personal music project and the Ghostbot project for this 2026 and for 2027.
The rest of this year, we're just working on this new record, hoping to get it recorded by the beginning of early 2027, and then put it out on Nuclear Blast and do some touring. We have a couple of bands we're talking with. That'd be cool. A couple of other depressive black metal bands, but I can't really announce it yet. I'm not sure if it's going to happen. We do have like one metal festival in Mexico City, or no, it's not Mexico City. It's San Luis Metal Festival in Mexico. So that's our only like booked show for next year. And then with If I Could Kill Myself, I do have something I'm working on. I have the artwork done and I have a bunch of tracks done, but I've still just been kind of working on that. So that's kind of where I'm at with things.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing today. Good luck for your project. Thank you. Bye.
Yep. See ya.